All right, everyone. We are excited to talk about camp's program schedule for the new retreat, the Family Retreat Lite. We've got our program director, Jess, here with us. Hi, Jess.
Hey guys, how's it going?
So, why don't you kind of take us through kind of an overview of the types of programming that we're going to be offering this summer?
For sure, Chip. So for this season, our programming really falls into four distinct categories. And one is community family programming. So think about programs that are designed to bring the camp community together while allowing and maintaining social distancing. So this would be things like bingo, trivia, staff introductions, and more activities. We're also going to have some individual family programming. So think of some programming where your family gets to choose when to participate. So you get to sign up. And this is program activities where we may not be able to utilize social distancing between our families. So things like archery, beer tasting and wine tasting, campfires. We'll also be offering some independent family programming. So these opportunities are designed for families to participate on their own, kind of whenever you would like to kind of build your day. And some of them will have some community challenge pieces. So these are things like doing a triathlon, checking out some new hikes, looking at area day trips, on-site scavenger hunts, craft shop activities. And then the last kind of programming section is really utilizing camp's recreational spaces. Camp has lots of great places to kind of be outdoors and be together with your family. And so those places include, our tennis courts, volleyball, our basketball courts, shuffleboard courts, of course, our beach and our playground. We'll not be running activities there, but those spaces will be available for your family to use.
Cool. Talk a little bit about like these recreational spaces. Are people going to be able to use our equipment, or they have to bring their own?
For sure. Chip, we're still looking at, best practices and looking at CDC guidelines and what our local health department is recommending. We want to be able to supply things that you might not be able to bring on your own, but we might be asking you to bring some recreational equipment with you. And so in that 2-week pre-email that you'll receive from camp, you'll have more information that will be specific to your week. Good.
And I know one of the areas that we've gotten questions on is like, what if I'm coming with extended family, right? And we're maybe even sharing a bathroom up in the inn. Can we do like we do archery, as a group of families, or can we do things that aren't a social distance because we are not, and we've chosen to kind of be in that sort of pod or group. What are your thoughts on that, Jess?
For sure. We're going to support kind of the guidelines that you set for your own family. And so if you're choosing, to kind of say our 5 family units are going to be our household for the week, we're going to support you in that. We are going to ask that you continue to social distance, from other families who may not want to interact with you in a close manner. During our programmed events, we are going to ask that you social distance. And that's just it helps our staff kind of set up and prepare. It helps us kind of make sure that we're maintaining kind of the guidelines that we have currently been given by our state and by the CDC. However, for beer tasting, wine tasting, for archery, for those, those family sign-up activities, those are things that we will welcome you to kind of define your own household to participate in. There might be some group size limits just by the nature of it might be difficult to pour 20 glasses of wine in 20 minutes, but otherwise we'll definitely be working with you, especially in that individual family programming realm, to kind of meet your family's needs.
So in those program activities that we're running, like if we're doing like a family relay thing, or if we're doing family trivia night or that kind of stuff, and we're basically asking people to kind of be socially distanced, even from those groups that are in their sort of group there, within reason, and so because that's the environment that we're trying to set for that activity, because we're welcoming, could be 100 people there. Right. And so it's difficult for the staff to kind of know who is part of which group. And so that's where we're going to let that slide. And especially when we have our teen program. So there might be teens that are, they're with their cousins and their families are fine. But during that 1 hour or 45-minute teen program time, we're going to ask that they socially distance, which is being 6 feet from each other, and we're not going to be running
Exactly.
activities. They're going to put them within that. So cool. Well, I know it's been a lot to kind of figure out, and I know that that we're still figuring things out, but let's walk through that program, a draft of the program schedule.
For sure. Do you want me to pull that up on my screen?
Sure.
All right. So it's been, it's actually been really fun for us to be able to put this draft schedule together, to look creatively at, what options are available for families. What are some of the ways that we can be really creative this season as we move forward. So I'm just getting that pulled up right here for us to share. All right, Chip, do you see that draft schedule pulled up?
I do. Make it a little bit larger, maybe.
You got it.
There you
How's
go.
that?
That looks great.
Perfect. All right. So kind of looking at the big picture, we have kind of some chunks of time. So in the mornings, we are going to continue to offer some morning program options, including the new Arcadia Marsh Hike is open. It's gorgeous. It's beautiful. Excited to get people out there. We're going to do a morning Petoskey walk. And of course, we're going to keep up with our Polar Bear Club swim. Got to be able to be inducted in the 2020 season.
It kills all viruses, people. Trust me. It's going to work
Exactly.
well.
It's cold enough right now, so it'll be fine. And then we'll have that Dean's program in the morning. Chip, you want to talk a little bit about that?
Before that, can you talk about the breakfast times?
Oh, yeah, for sure. So we're doing our breakfast and our dinner meal service kind of in two rotational services. So there'll be an 8 a.m. meal service for breakfast and an 8:45 service. And then for dinner, there'll be a 5:30 meal service and a 6:30 meal service. And so before you come to camp, you'll know which meal service you are going to be a part of. So if you, Chip, and your family want to come for 8 o'clock breakfast, you'll have 8 o'clock breakfast every day. And you'll sit at the same table for all these meals. What this allows us to do is to really serve safely in our dining room and to help our staff be able to kind of make sure that they're serving our guests well in addition to that. So those are those meal times. And again, it'll be a consistent time all week. So you'll be able to plan your days around it.
Good, thank you. And there is going to be Reveille. There'll be a radio program, right?
You got it. We're doing it at 8:15. So if you're in breakfast at 8, you'll get to hear the kind of the tail end of it. And if you don't have breakfast at 8:45, we're not waking you up too early.
That sounds awesome. Yeah, so then the Dean's program starting on, it'll be Monday through Thursday. It'll be an hour long out at the chapel on the beach. If it is inclement weather, let's say it's super windy, we've got like a kind of a woodsy location, which is our archery range area, which has been kind of redone because of the new septic field that's underneath there, but that'll be definitely less windy, and we're looking to do some tent options if it is rainy. But it'll be out there. We have one dean for each week, and who'll be leading those Bible studies as well as leading worship on Sundays and on Thursday for our closing worship service. So
you got it. And then following that Dean's program in the morning, we're going to have a family activity. And so if you look down here, Chip, at the bottom of our schedule, it's got some potential activities that are listed. And so those are things like, bingo, archery, family kind of like challenges. That's what that family nifty is. Family relays, checkers, critter race, afternoon s'more sessions, cookie decorating. So kind of some great opportunities that allow us, that would be more those community family activities, and then those individual family activities are what kind of fall into those family activity categories. And there's one of those, like we said, in the morning, and then there's also another one of those in the afternoon around 4:30 that we're excited about. Also in the mornings, we're going to be offering exercise. And so this could be everything from Zumba to yoga to meditation. We're looking forward to that. And then there'll be an opportunity to do some craft pickup. And so that'll look like a bin that you'll be able to take with you so that you can craft at any point in the day. But there'll also be a staff member who's there so that if you decide to kind of maybe start tackling your craft project and you kind of run into some challenges, there'll be a staff member there who's able to kind of help you work through that and get you started if needed.
that's like where you're coming to pick up. There's a selection of crafts, and they're all things you can take all the supplies with you. And then there's a staff member there who could kind of, help you get started on or answer any questions. Gotcha.
You got it. And you could also come in, like let's say you guys are grabbing your lunch and you're going for a picnic up in Glen Arbor, but you want to have a craft to be able to do when you get back in the afternoon. You can take that bin and put it in your room. All the supplies are going to be contained in there, and you can finish your craft whenever you like, and then just drop that bin back off at the outside of the craft shop for a staff member to then kind of sanitize and clean and then restock for someone else.
Cool. And so the lunch pickup, so that's something where people are not we're not serving in the dining room, but they can come and pick up lunch between 12 and 12:30. We're still working through that. There might be an opportunity to pick it up earlier in the morning if you're going to be heading out, but still working through that. But cool. All right, let's
Yeah.
look at the afternoon here.
You got it. So in the afternoon, we have some type of off-site active activity each day. So whether that's hitting up one of our great hikes, Greenpoint Blowout, and then the UA Baldy hike, that's that new university accessible trail. It's about a half mile up, half mile back. Great view. You get kind of the same view that you get on the Blowout hike, but it's a little more perhaps family or young child or older adult friendly. And then of course we'll be running some mountain biking trips as well. And Chip, I'm excited to actually be able to lead some of those this year.
Oh, yeah, awesome. That's awesome.
And
And so,
then in the afternoon, go ahead.
sorry, with the wine tasting, beer tasting, what basically, as you kind of explained earlier, that's where people kind of set up for a time so that we're kind of pouring for a group at one time, doing the tasting for them, and then they can go off and be in the patio and sort of hang out. And then we get another group in there, and so people can mix with other people, but they won't be mixing right at the tasting table and won't be mixing closely there. That's what we're trying to avoid with this new setup, right?
Exactly. And they'll also be receiving kind of like a personal food tray too, right? I mean, we know that the cheese and crackers and the pretzels and mustards are a big part of that wine and beer tasting. And so we'll have some kind of individual servings for you to take for your group.
Wonderful. All right. And then another 4:30, another kind of family activity in that afternoon starting on Monday, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep, and then following that, we'll have dinner. We're still going to do our fun candlelight dinner on Thursday, so have that opportunity to dress up, take those family pictures, and we'll just again kind of continue to serve in those two meal shifts. And then after dinner, we're excited to offer some story time and then our teen programming. And so our teen programming is, we're still working on and creating it. We have a great crew of, passionate staff who are going to be serving with us this summer, who are excited about creating some ministry opportunities for our teens. So this would be a little bit similar to kind of our morning program teens. So think Bible study, devotions, but there also might be some opportunities to do some faith story sharing with campfires around at the beach, or maybe go for an evening kayak together. So as we work on developing that, we'll keep everybody in the loop.
Wonderful. All right. And then we've got at 7:15 there, we've got some activities where I'll be doing an update on what's happening at camp at 7:15 on Monday. And then on Wednesday at that same time, we got conversations with me. And so what that's going to be is earlier in the week, I'll be basically have an article or an excerpt from a book that's available on a religious topic, and it's something that it'll be short, and so instead of doing a book club type of thing, this would be a shorter thing, and basically a chance for folks to have another discussion, and I'll be facilitating that on Wednesday at 7:15. So on to our evening activities then.
Yeah, so for our evening activities, we're doing things a little differently, thinking about, staying outside, being able to maintain social distancing. So we, of course, will have our Sunday night worship service as well as our closing worship on Thursday. And then instead of doing square dancing, we're gonna learn some new line dances this year, and really get a good feel for that. Doing
in
a trivia
addition
night.
to the Amos Moses and the Donna, right? And
of course,
okay,
we got to keep the classics, but
okay,
we have to do more than just 3 line dances, Chip.
It's the Macarena is coming back, I assume, right?
Here we go. Yeah. The electric slide.
Wow, we're getting crazy.
Just saying.
Awesome. Can't wait.
Start studying up on your Hannah Montana video for that one. And then we're looking at kind of an open mic karaoke night, camper talent show feel for that Wednesday night.
So Tuesday is trivia nights. What are you guys thinking for that?
Yeah, so we are looking at kind of, it'll be by your family unit. So you'll compete as like a team and earn points, and we'll have some winners and some great trading post prizes for that. It's trivia that will be, family friendly, questions, that the kids can answer, but also some more challenging ones for the adults as well.
Cool. All right. Thanks
And
for.
then kind of we get to
Oh yeah.
round out our evenings with some campfires. And that's going to be an opportunity for your family, like your household, to kind of sign up for that experience. You could sign up for a staff-led experience with music and s'mores. You could sign up to just say, hey, we just want to come and hang out at the campfire. So that'll be something that's available, from 9 to 10:30 on that Sunday, Tuesday, Thursday nights. That you'll be able to kind of say, we want to make use of this space and enjoy each other's company.
And on Monday and Wednesday, where it's not offered, if they wanted to, have their own campfire, they are welcome to. And once again, this is
Exactly.
by household or maybe a group of families, people that you are comfortable being not socially distanced from
Yep.
out there. And if you want us to provide, some songs, our staff can on those Sundays and Tuesday and Thursday. So cool.
Exactly.
That looks exciting. All right. Um, and go ahead. You got more to show here? Here we go. Yeah.
Yeah, I just wanted to highlight down here, we do have our trading post hours. So in the mornings, we'll have drinks and snacks. Think, things that you might want to be able to grab for your picnic lunch, especially, if you're heading off site for the afternoon. In the afternoons and the evenings, we'll have, full trading post service from our new outdoor walk-up window here.
Yeah.
And then we'll also be having Top Treats, and Top Treats will kind of be a cream cart patio service versus that window, just kind of creating some more community with them on the patio.
Cool. Thank you. And of course, we know it's not going to rain, Jess,
No, of
but
course, never.
if it does happen to rain at camp, what are you thinking?
Yeah, so we are looking at getting a tent that we can permanently set up on the grassy knoll. Franco and I did some marking out there, and that will provide us a covered space where we can still do some programming that would keep us dry and out of the rain. But one of the great things about camp is the opportunity to be outside no matter what the weather is. And so think of those warm summer rains where you as a parent may not be super excited that your child wants to go out and play with it, but we're going to kind of embrace more of those opportunities this summer and do some rainy day water programming. How can we be out in the rain? Of course, as long as it's warm and safe, and just really kind of enjoy those opportunities together and do some unique programming. So that'll kind of be a part of what our flexibility with this program schedule will be, the opportunities to say, hey, you know what, it's pouring rain this afternoon. So our family activity is going to be bingo under the tent, and we're leading water games at 1 o'clock on the grassy knoll. Like, get ready to get wet and dirty. And we'll go from there.
Gotcha. Cool. Awesome. All right. Wrapping up on the kind of the program activities, as we've kind of stressed throughout this, you can stop sharing this if you want. Really good. Is that we're gonna have to be flexible as we continue to learn more about the guidelines and recommendations from state, local, as well as the CDC. So, that's why that email 2 weeks before you arrive is going to be helpful for you to understand what's available. We're also, I think, because of the size of the group is going to be smaller, we're going to be flexible within the group that's here too. I mean, there might be a group that says, we love archery. We want to do archery 5 times a week. Then maybe we can do archery 5 times a week. But there might be a group that says, we really love this, or it's super calm days. Maybe we can do some kayak trips where we organize it. But we're going to be a little bit more flexible than we could when we have 200 people at camp. Some other kind of things that I'm excited about, that I've been thinking about for a while, is doing like a on your own triathlon. And so, or even just doing one of the legs of the try. So one that involves cycling, so biking on the road, running and then paddling, either on a kayak or a stand-up paddleboard. And so we're still putting together the details on that. It's probably like a 20-mile bike ride, a 5K run, and then maybe a mile and a half on the kayak, like to the channel and back. But it's something that you just take out your own times, you self-report, and you can just do one leg or do all of it. And then we're still working on a name and a logo, but we're thinking anyone who does it, even just a portion of it, can then we don't have a T-shirt yet, but we will basically kind of order a T-shirt, and you'll get that at a later point. Another idea, and doing that for kids, for like a family-friendly one and for adults. So I think that'll
Exactly.
be, obviously an easier one for the kids. That's the one I'll probably do. But then also one called like basically the hike challenge. So this is like where we have like 3 family-friendly hikes: Baldy, Greenpoint, maybe the Marsh, and say if you do these 3 hikes during the week, you're going to get something, a prize. So we still have to give out ribbons. So maybe it's ribbons, maybe it's a treat, a trading post treat. Who knows? It's something like that. And then other things, I think, is just giving you more information about things to do in the area. There's a lot of cool places that maybe you haven't explored, and we're going to try and put together some more information about that. There's an artisanal well just south of Arcadia called Old Faithful. That's super cool to go visit that most people have never been to. There are also other hikes and other opportunities like whitewater rafting that aren't too far from here that we've never really explored. So kind of giving you opportunities to explore the area a bit too. But thank you, Jess. We're so excited to be able to offer some programming this summer. And the restrictions, though, are kind of we wish that they weren't there. Are giving us an opportunity to be creative and to try new things. So we appreciate all of
Indeed.
your flexibility for you, Jess, and your staff, as well as the guests. Everyone, we're kind of in this together, trying to figure it out. But I think we are assured that God will work through us and you and our program this summer to bring us closer to Him and to each other, although not closer than 6 feet. Anyways, awesome. Thank you so much, Jess.
Thanks, Chip.